All right, we're going to be taking a quick look at the new website for adnook, and it is not completed yet. We have the hard parts done, and so everything else is fast. There's just too much of it to get done in time before our little retreat. So we're going to take a look at it here. That way you know the basic idea, and hopefully you like it. If you totally hate it, then that saves me the work of completing it, and if you love it, then that will be encouraging, and if it's somewhere in between, then we'll work through it. But I want to give you the basic idea anyway. So we are here, and ultimately you could go and look at it yourself too. You can see the address here. It's just not really ready to explore in depth yet. We've got a slideshow that comes up. We've got this interaction from the hands. They're writing this stuff on there. It's not a book exactly like what we had talked about originally. The exact book concepts got a little bit muddied, but it still fits with the overall idea of we are going to put together this story. I'll reload this again so you can have another chance to watch it. Just taking the text that you had on your page from before, we can add as many more of these as we need. Whatever, you know, we can keep having more of them and communicate whatever you want through these things. And they're relatively simple to put together once you know what you're doing. So it's doable. I think it's doable for you if you want to make your own of these, if you want to add in your own content at some time. It's there's a learning curve to it though, so we can look at that more in depth later. I come down here and we got some of our basic things going on of what you're pushing, what you do, and these parts aren't really fully styled down here, but we have social proof and we have a form down here, and that button's missing almost completely right now still. We're going to have some other elements down here, and again, these parts aren't done, but we're going to have those things going on the home page, and then we'll also have a menu down at the bottom too, and anything else you end up wanting. It's very flexible what we're building here. It's possible to change out the different sections here on the home page without much trouble. Working on this on the slideshow, that's a little bit trickier. But all this other stuff underneath that, it's not hard at all to be able to change out content, to add new elements to it. Not a big deal at all. So, and these won't be here, by the way. That's just so that I have some way to navigate right now. We'll have some nicer looking navigation buttons later on. Got a little bookmark up here to indicate which page we're on. Go over here. The way these are going to work, it will not be this slideshow that is up here, but we will have a slideshow like this on each page that is dedicated to the topic, unless it doesn't make sense. If we have pages where that's not reasonable, that's fine. But we have that option on all of them, and that's something that's very nice. It's going to make it so that each page is interactive once you get there as well. And I haven't put those together yet, but now that I know what I'm doing with all these things, the basic ideas and how to operate this, then it won't be hard to put those together. And then underneath the slideshow, then we're going to have content, whatever normal content we're going to have. It's really going to be structured in a fairly standard website fashion, I think, in that area there. And this is just whatever WordPress has as their sample page to begin with. And so it's going to be relatively normal there. We're going to have our things down here. Again, these aren't styled correctly right now, but we're going to have those things underneath it then as well. Most of the time spent working on this was trying to figure out how to put together the ideas that we had talked about before with the book in a way that was relatively clean and felt natural. And I went through several other ways of doing this that involved more direct book type things, and every one of them just felt too forced, cheesy, something in that area where it felt like we were not, you want it to be when people come on here that then they immediately are drawn into what is happening and they can't help but look at it. And instead, it made me want to roll my eyes. Maybe some of it was my skill and my vision for things, but everything I tried just kept seeming like it was silly. And this doesn't seem silly to me. I think this seems pretty natural. This is something that makes sense, and it's relatively common right now to start implementing these kind of things with a whiteboard type drawing things. Well, this is not literally a whiteboard. So anyway, those are the basic ideas we have going on. The rest of it will come together quickly. We just ran out of time, but you can let us know on the specific things once we get more into it. But if you have some broad reactions, that would be fine to hear right now. But none of the specifics right now. If we want to change out individual parts of this, it's not a big deal. So we have a certain notebook set up right here. If we want to change the way in which that's designed, that's completely fine. If we want to change out colors, change out elements, exactly what these things say, not a big deal. Even the things that go inside these different parts down here. And this will be changing out from one review to another, by the way, once I add another review. So anyway, those are the basic ideas. It's going to look better than what it is right now, but we wanted to make sure that you at least were able to see enough to be able to realize good things are happening on this side of things. Let us know what you think. We'll talk to you soon, and soon you'll be able to have your new website.